Welcome back to TPS. Well, it wasn't much of a shock to see the Kansas City Chiefs win Super Bowl 54. They were a primary favorite at the start of the 2019 season, and sure enough, Patrick Mahomes delivered the franchise its first championship in 50 years. The Chiefs, New Orleans Saints, Baltimore Ravens, and San Francisco 49ers are among the top favorites to win it all in 2020. The Green Bay Packers, Eagles, and Seattle Seahawks are also in the mix. But don't sleep on these 8 teams who could shock the football world by winning Super Bowl 55. At TPS, we post videos every single day, so don't forget to click the subscribe button to subscribe. Then click the notification bell to be notified when we post a new video. Number 8, Atlanta Falcons. The Falcons have taken several steps back since that heartbreaking Super Bowl 51 loss to the New England Patriots. They missed the postseason for the second straight year in 2019, and owner Arthur Blank curiously decided to retain GM Thomas Dimitroff and head coach Dan Quinn. Well, actually, keeping them made some sense after the Falcons' incredible second half when they won 6 of their final 8 games to finish 7-9, following an awful 1-7 start. That second half included convincing road wins against the powerhouse Saints and 49ers. In other words, these Falcons can beat anybody on any given day. The offense will remain prolific with Matt Ryan, Julio Jones, and Calvin Ridley. They added running back Todd Gurley and tight end Hayden Hurst to replace Devonta Freeman and Austin Hooper. If anything, this offense should be even better in 2020. The defense underwent several major changes. Will free agent pickup Dante Fowler Jr. and rookie A.J. Terrell offset the losses of Desmond Trufant, Devondre Campbell, and Vic Beasley? Time will tell. The defense improved drastically once Quinn promoted Raheem Morris to secondary coach in 2019. Quinn handed him the defensive coordinator role for 2020, so the Falcons ought to be optimistic about a turnaround. So long as this defense holds up, the Falcons will be in the running for a wild card berth. Factor in the high-powered offense and postseason experience, and this is a team that could really make some noise come January. Number 7, Chicago Bears. The Bears are one of the biggest disappointments in football last season. They went from 12-4 and NFC North champions to 8-8 and no playoffs. It was a massive drop-off, and it started with the poor play of quarterback Mitch Trubisky. Rather than cut ties with the number 2 selection for the 2017 draft, the Bears decided to put the pressure on Trubisky by acquiring Super Bowl 52 MVP Nick Foles in a trade with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Could he be the answer to their quarterback woes? The Bears have plenty of stuff going for them. They finished 1st and 4th in scoring defense in 2018 and 19 respectively. Khalil Mack should regain his all-pro form in 2020, making this unit even more scary. They have 2 playmaking running backs in Tariq Cohen and David Montgomery. Allen Robinson is a legitimate number 1 receiver, and Anthony Miller looks ready to build off a solid sophomore year. With a great defense and a solid set of skill position players, all the Bears need is Trubisky or Foles to be decent. If either of them could do it, Chicago could emerge as a strong playoff contender. Number 6, Denver Broncos. The Broncos were much closer to the playoffs in 2019 than you think. They finished 7-9, but were just a few bounces away from snagging that final wildcard spot in the AFC. 5 of their losses were by 8 points or less, and 2 of them came on last-second field goals by their opponent. That's a lot of bad luck for one season, but things should balance out more in 2020. Also, superstar pass rusher Bradley Chubb missed all but 4 games last season. The Broncos also added Jarrell Casey via trade to bolster their pass rush. Pro Bowl cornerback A.J. Bouye was also acquired in a trade to complement an already stout secondary led by the safety duo of Justin Simmons and Kareem Jackson. But of course, it's the moves on the offensive side of the ball that landed Denver on our list. Drew Lock won 4 of 5 starts last season, and John Elway went to work in building around his quarterback. Although he overpaid for Melvin Gordon in free agency, the Pro Bowl talent is still a nice compliment to Philip Lindsay. Elway also added future superstar wide receiver Jerry Jeudy and speedster KJ Hamler in the draft. So you've got major upgrades to an already stout defense and 3 new offensive playmakers to complement Lindsay, Cortland Sutton, and Noah Fant. As long as luck proves to be the real deal, Denver should push hard for a playoff spot. And if they sneak in, these guys can do some real damage. Nobody wants to play this team. They're only 5 years removed from a Super Bowl after all. Number 5, Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders had an extremely busy offseason, one that should put them in playoff contention in 2020. John Gruden and Mike Mayock beefed up an already talented defense by signing Corey Littleton, Nick Kwiatkowski, and Malik Collins. They joined an exciting front 7 that already included Max Crosby and Clelin Ferrell. Then there's rookie corner Damon Arnett and second-year safety Jonathan Abram locking down the secondary. Yeah, this defense has all the makings to be a top 10 unit. The Raiders also invested heavily in weapons for Derek Carr, who's facing a make-or-break year. Drafting Henry Ruggs was a big move, but they also added speedy receiver Nelson Aguilar and future Hall of Fame tight end Jason Witten in free agency. And if Carr doesn't work out, hey, newcomer Marcus Mariota can always step in off the bench and replace him. The Raiders will be so much fun to watch during their first year in Sin City, and the talent is certainly there to go on a Cinderella-like Super Bowl run. Number 4, New England Patriots. Boy, oh boy, does it feel weird to be putting the Patriots on this list. For the past couple of decades, it's been a shock anytime they didn't reach the Super Bowl. That's how high the bar was set in the Tom Brady and Bill Belichick era. In case you missed it, Brady left the Patriots and chose to sign with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in free agency. With him gone, the pundits predictably began to forecast the downfall of the Pats dynasty. Belichick moved on from other key players, including longtime kicker Steven Gostkowski and defensive stalwarts Kyle Van Noy, Jamie Collins, Danny Shelton, and Duron Harmon. And before training camp, several Patriots, including safety Patrick Chung and linebacker Donta Hightower, chose to opt out of the season. At this point, they may as well throw in the towel for 2020, right? No. The Patriots signed former Carolina Panthers starter Cam Newton to a one-year deal in free agency. One can easily argue that Newton is an upgrade over the 43-year-old Brady. And yes, those losses on defense hurt, but the Pats still have the league's best corner in Stephon Gilmore, plus 3 other stud defensive backs in J.C. Jackson and the McCourty twins. Plus, doesn't Belichick always successfully replace veteran stars with younger stars that you've never heard of? Sorry, but we're not buying the demise of the Patriots, even with Brady gone. They won 12 games with a lackluster offense in 2019. Belichick has gone 14-6 without Brady since 2008. If Newton is healthy and productive, and if the defense doesn't fall apart entirely, these guys will still compete for a Super Bowl. That's how it is when you have the greatest coach ever. Number 3, Arizona Cardinals. After getting fooled by the 2019 offseason winners, the Cleveland Browns, we're trying not to make the same mistake with this year's offseason champs. But how can you not buy the hype surrounding the Arizona Cardinals? Kyler Murray was a star in his rookie year and now has one of the league's best wideouts in DeAndre Hopkins to work with. They also have running back Kenyon Drake for a full season following a brilliant 8-game audition in 2019. Good luck stopping those 3 guys, plus ageless wonder Larry Fitzgerald and the vastly underrated Christian Kirk. This offense is going to be an unstoppable machine in 2020. Oh, and as for the league's worst defense from last year, don't worry about that. Patrick Peterson is back for a full season. Chandler Jones will push for the sacks crown again, and versatile rookie Isaiah Simmons will have an immediate impact. If the defense can only make slight improvements, Arizona should be a legit contender. Murray and the offense will take care of the rest. Number 2, Cleveland Browns. Yes, TPS was one of the many folks who thought the Browns would make the leap and reach the postseason in 2019. Shame on us, except for me. I never believed that. Alex and I clashed on that. But he won. I had to say it. We forgot that the winning offseason doesn't always translate over to the regular season. But how can the Browns possibly fail again with so much world-class talent? Because they're the Browns. Okay, I'll stop. Baker Mayfield appears to be more focused. Odell Beckham Jr. won't be hampered by a sports hernia this time around. Jarvis Landry and Nick Chubb will continue to flourish in this offense. Worried about that awful offensive line? No need. Free agent pickup Jack Conklin and rookie Jedrick Wills should fix it. The Browns made the right call to fire former head coach Freddie Kitchens. They replaced him with Kevin Stefanski, who helped Kirk Cousins enjoy a superb bounce-back year with the Minnesota Vikings in 2019. If Stefanski can do wonders with Cousins, just think of what he can do with this star-studded offensive unit in Cleveland. And you know, this defense will be steady with Myles Garrett and Denzel Ward leading the way. So yeah, as long as the Browns offense can rebound with their new head coach, they'll have all the makings to push for a Super Bowl. And number 1, Indianapolis Colts. The Colts were supposed to be a Super Bowl contender last year, but Andrew Luck's abrupt retirement just weeks before the start of the regular season derailed that hope. Backup Jacoby Brissett wasn't bad by any means, but the offense just didn't click without Luck. Injuries to T.Y. Hilton, Paris Campbell, and Marlon Mack didn't help matters in the slightest. The Colts still salvaged a respectable 7-9 record in a division that sent 2 teams to the playoffs. Really not that bad at all. Looking to go all in again, GM Chris Ballard signed former Los Angeles Chargers quarterback Phillip Rivers to a 1-year deal. Yes, he had a miserable final season in LA, but that was due in large part to a horrendous offensive line. Now Rivers gets to work behind arguably the best unit in football, anchored by All-Pro Quentin Nelson, veteran Anthony Costanzo, and young stars Ryan Kelly and Braden Smith. There is no shortage of weapons here. Hilton Campbell, rookie Michael Pittman Jr., and tight ends Jack Doyle and Trey Burton form a superb receiving unit, while Hines and Jonathan Taylor give them a dynamic 1-2 punch at running back. Head coach Frank Reich previously served as Rivers' quarterbacks coach and offensive coordinator with the Chargers. Surely he'll be able to help Rivers enjoy a bounce-back year in Indy. And that defense could make serious leaps in 2020. Darius Leonard is a total game-changer at linebacker. He and Justin Houston formed a superb rushing tandem. Now they'll be accompanied by another star, DeForest Buckner, whom the Colts acquired by a trade. This team is loaded on offense, and the defense should be in much better shape in 2020. They're the most complete team in the AFC South, and if all goes accordingly, they should be able to win the division and make a deep run in the playoffs. They're not a trendy pick to win it all, but don't count out the Colts. They have most of the pieces in place to win Super Bowl 55. Which other NFL teams could shock us by winning Super Bowl 55? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you're new here and you haven't subscribed yet, now's a great time to do that by hitting that subscribe button. And if you like the video, then like the video. We'd really appreciate it. Until next time, tune in to TPS every single day for more cool videos.